All right, so listen, let's talk about how to get massive business funding for your brand new business that you've just incorporated or your brand new business that you're about to incorporate. So how you get funding? We're talking about $25,000, $30,000 in unsecured business funding for a brand new business. So this is how you do it. So listen, there's 6 banks in Canada, right? 6 banks, 6 major banks. So each of these banks, they will pull your credit bureau from either Equifax or TransUnion. Right? So 6 banks, right? TD, RBC, National Bank, CIBC, Scotiabank, and who else? I think RBC. Yeah. So 6 major banks, 6 big banks in Canada that you can get funding from. And then there's the credit unions and there's a fintech. So listen, there's lenders everywhere. So if you're not getting funding, it's because your personal credit is not structured, is not positioned properly, and your business is not structured properly. So that's why I have the Funding Academy. The link is going to be below in the description section. This is where I show you, I coach you, I train you on how to get business funding with the credit unions, the big banks, and fintech. Because listen, 6 major banks in Canada. Why are you not getting funding, people? Why are you not getting business funding for your new business, for your cleaning business, for your online business, for your, I don't know what business you want to get into, but the funding is there. So 6 major banks, right? Each one of these banks, they will either pull your credit from Equifax or they will pull your credit from TransUnion. That's how it works. So you need to be able to know, okay, how does this work, right? Where are these banks going to pull my credit from when I'm applying, when I'm submitting that application? Because I'm always saying, listen, the application is there. It's online. All you need to do is go to their website and then you will see a button that says submit, right? Now, but before you do that, you need to know how to position your personal credit properly. Because listen, when you go to their website and when you hit that submit button, they're going to pull your credit in real time. So they're going to pull your credit either from Equifax or they're going to pull your credit from TransUnion. Now, when they're pulling your credit, they're looking for a minimum credit score. There's a minimum credit score that you have to have for that credit, for them to continue with that credit application. And then they're also looking at your credit history, length of credit history. They're looking at your utilization. They're looking at your balances, recent inquiries, most recent open accounts. So they're looking at all this. They're looking at your available credit. How much credit do you have? They're looking at collection accounts. They're looking at late payments. So they're looking at many factors for them to make an informed lending decision. So this is why I'm always saying that, listen, you need to know how to position your personal credit, how to structure your business, and which banks to go with. Because there's 6 banks. Not all the banks will give you true business credit, because some of these banks, they will give you business credit, but that business credit will end up showing up on your personal credit, which is going to impact your credit score. And this is what I'm always talking about. Listen, you need to protect your personal credit and get business funding, true business credit, business lines of credit, business credit card, business credit line that doesn't report on the personal side. So that way you're protecting your personal credit and you're doing all your expenses. You're running all your expenses on the business side, because on the business side, it doesn't impact your personal credit. So this is the funding formula. So you can get funding for a brand new business tomorrow, today, next week, if you know how to position your personal credit properly, right? Because listen, what you have to understand is this, right? When you are applying for funding, even if your business is brand new, the banks are not making a lending decision based on your business activity or your business cash flow activity. No, they're making a lending decision based on how your personal credit is structured, or how your personal credit is positioned, how your business is structured, right? This is what I'm always talking about. Low risk industry. You want to stay away from high risk industry, because if you apply and you're in, or you are, your business is in the high risk industry, you're going to get denied for funding, right? You are going to get denied for funding. Now, listen, and this is another thing, right? You have to be mindful. You have to be aware of inquiries, right? Inquiries will, right? Inquiries. I think that's how you spell it. Inquiries, right? So listen, inquiries will damage or will hurt your chances of getting approved for funding, because too many inquiries on your credit report will make you look risky in the eye of the lender. because lenders don't want to see too many inquiries. They don't want to see excessive credit inquiries, right? So that's why I said when you're applying for funding, when they're pulling your credit from either Equifax or TransUnion, they're looking at many factors. It's not just a credit score, because I get a lot of people that tell me, oh, my credit score is 700, my credit score is 750. No, it's not just about the credit score, people, right? The credit score doesn't mean anything to them, because you can have a credit score of 780 and you still get denied for funding. Why? Because your personal credit is not positioned properly. This is why you need a coach. This is why you need an expert. This is why you need a guide. You need a formula to know. And this is what I offer in the Funding Academy. Listen, the link is below in the description section, in the comment section. Listen, the price is going up by the end of this month, because listen, in the Funding Academy, right, I have training videos, I have resources, I have lenders that, once you get in, there's already lenders. So you will know exactly which lenders offer true business credit that doesn't report on the personal side. And you will know which lenders to stay away from, because there's only 6 banks, right? And then you have credit unions, and then you have, there's only 6 major banks in Canada, the big banks, the TD, RBC, CIBC, Scotiabank, who else? National Bank, and TD, right? If I didn't mention TD already. So there's 6 major banks. So listen, it's easy to get funding. You just have to know the bank's underwriting guideline. And this is what I've been saying. You just need to know how to position your personal credit, and you have to know the game of inquiry. Where are they pulling your information from? Are they pulling it from Equifax, or are they pulling it from TransUnion, right? And then once you figure that out, then now you have to play the inquiry game. Because remember, if you get too many inquiries, because the banks are going to see it, right? If you apply with TD and then you apply with the banks are going to see that you just recently applied with this bank. So therefore, they're going to deny you. They're going to reject you for funding. So that's why you need a strategy. It's a game of strategy. It's a game of timing. It's a game of accuracy. You have to be accurate when you're applying, right? So when you apply with this financial institution, you wait a few days, and then, right? So there's a time frame in terms of when you have to wait. Right, so that way it doesn't trigger a red flag with the credit bureaus, right? Because remember, every time you apply, right, the inquiry stays on your credit report for 3 years, right? On Equifax, so the inquiry, right, will stay on your credit report for 3 years. So that means if you get denied for funding, and you don't know the bank's underwriting guideline, you're stuck. Because you don't understand, okay, what information are they looking at when they're pulling my credit report, right? See, it's your credit report. They're looking at your entire credit report, your credit history, length of credit history, trade lines, how many accounts you have. They're looking at your balance. They're looking at utilization. They're looking at the available credit that you have. They're looking at recent inquiries. They're looking at recent account that was open. They're looking at recent late payments. They're looking at, right, your utilization. They're looking at all these factors in real time. So that's why before you apply, you need to know, where are these banks pulling my information from? Is it Equifax or TransUnion, right? And then once you know where they're pulling your information from, you need to know now, you need to position your personal credit, right? And if you have a business, when you incorporate, now you need to structure your business properly. Because remember, you get denied if you're in a high risk industry. You get denied if you have too many inquiries. You get denied if you have too many new accounts. You get denied if your balances are. So there's all these factors that go in. So now you need to know, okay, which banks offer the highest credit limit? Which banks offer the highest credit limit to brand new businesses? So this is why in the Funding Academy, I have a lender database showing you, hey, this bank is more favorable towards new businesses. Because if you go with this bank, they will give you multiple funding with one inquiry. See, because it's an inquiry game. It's an inquiry game, people. So listen, you don't want to have too many inquiries, because too many inquiries makes you look high risk, right? The banks, they call it credit seeking behavior. When they see that you've been applying too many times from different lenders, that's a sign of, okay, this person is desperate for credit. This person is credit seeking. So that's why in the Funding Academy, I show you, no, listen, this is how you do it. You have to be strategic with your inquiries. Don't be reckless with your inquiries, right? Because an inquiry can either get you denied, or an inquiry can get you $30,000 for a brand new business. right? So an inquiry, just one inquiry, when you submit that application and they pull your credit from either TransUnion or Equifax, that one inquiry can get you $30,000, $50,000 in business funding, in unsecured business funding, or it could get you denied. So that's why you need a strategy, right? You don't just go and apply blindly. You just don't go and apply without any knowledge, without any strategy, without any, right, understanding of the bank's underwriting guideline, of the bank's requirement. What is the minimum credit score? What are their guidelines? What are they looking at? If it's a brand new business, what are they favorable towards new startups, right? Because some of these banks, they're more lenient, right? Their underwriting guideline is more relaxed. Right? So you have to know which bank. So that's why, listen, in the Funding Academy, as I said, the link is below in the comment section, in the description section. Listen, if you're looking to get funding, the funding is there. The funding is there. You just don't have the strategy. You don't have the knowledge. You don't have you don't have that knowledge to know the knowledge to know where to apply, right? Because one inquiry, which will cost you nothing, could get you $30,000 if you have the right strategy, if you have the right formula, if you know how to play this credit game properly, so that way you're getting massive business credit funding for your brand new business, your startup, right? Are you trying to start a cleaning business? Are you trying to start a landscaping business, an online business, consulting business? What business are you trying to start? The capital is there. The funding is there. The banks are lending. The banks have money. They've always had money. They will always have money. So the question is, what are you waiting for? The banks have it, because you can register a corporation today and tomorrow you're getting $30,000, $50,000 in unsecured business funding. That's why I've said, that's what I'm always saying, you can get up to $100,000 in unsecured business funding in about, 90 days. If you know how to play this credit game properly. Because remember, there's 2 credit unions, there's 6 banks. So each one of these banks, they will pull your credit from either one of these credit bureaus, Equifax or TransUnion. Now, out of these 6 banks, not all of them offer true business credit. There's only a few of them that offer true business credit that doesn't report on the personal side. Because if you get business credit and it reports on the personal side, that's a new account, so, right? That's a new trade line. So therefore, when you're trying to apply for more credit, they're going to see that, hey, you just recently had credit, you just recently were approved, so you're going to get denied, because banks don't like seeing that. They don't like to see too many new accounts that are being opened, right? Or too many inquiries, right? So that's why you need to hide your utilization with business credit. You need to hide those inquiries, right? It's a game of credit. And this is why I talk about in the Funding Academy. I have a lender database showing you, okay, these are the banks that you need to go with for business credit. This is how you need to play this credit inquiry game. This is the amount of time you need to wait between application. So that way the banks are not seeing you as a credit seeking, right? A credit seeking, applicant. You're too thirsty for credit. Now you're getting denied because you didn't get the strategy. And I'm always telling you, position your personal credit, right? I'm giving you the information on YouTube for free, but yet you still don't understand. But that's why I have the Funding Academy for you. In the Funding Academy, this is where you get to interact. Ask me questions. So before you apply, I have training videos, I have lender database, and you can ask me a question. Hey, okay, I'm about to apply. What does my credit score need to look like? What does my credit report need to look like? And I tell you, okay, you know what? Don't go with this bank. Start with this bank first, because this bank, they give out the highest credit limit for brand new business. And after that, go with this bank. So I give you a step-by-step strategy on how to get massive business funding, people. Listen. This is the credit game. This is the funding game. As I said, summer is just around the corner. You can start your service business, your cleaning business, your landscaping business, your window cleaning business, whatever service business you've been thinking about starting, and you need some capital. The banks have the capital for you people. All right, listen, I'm out of here. Make sure to join the Funding Academy, because the price is going up by the end of this month, because I have some new services that I'm working on to help you with your business. All right, listen, I'm out of here. I'll see you all in the next video. I am out.